What's up, music lovers? Thanks for clicking on my channel. Well, we got some awesome news today. If you haven't heard, Rush is back. Basically, kind of. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson announced today that they will be going on tour in 2026 with a new drummer, Annika Niles, and that they will even be bringing on a keyboard player to give Geddy Lee some more freedom just to focus on bass and singing. And for anyone who might not know, Rush is kind of my favorite band of all time. If I had to pick one, it'd be them or Black Sabbath, and I'd probably lean towards Rush. They've always felt like a band that makes music for musicians, and obviously this is not going to be Rush entirely without Neil being there, but having read Geddy Lee's autobiography earlier this year, which was absolutely amazing, I can't say that I'm surprised that something like this is happening, because he still really has a passion for music, and that has come across not just with Geddy Lee and how he wrote about his career and his love for life and how much he loves to play music with Alex, but also with Alex Lifeson, who, if you haven't heard Envy of None, that's some absolutely amazing stuff that he's been doing the last couple years, so it's very obvious that both of them still have a drive and a passion for music. Seriously, if you haven't listened to Envy of None, they have an absolutely amazing singer in Maya Win, and they've only released 2 albums, but both of them are fantastic, and you should go check it out. And the fact that they've chosen a young drummer, Annika Niles, to take on the impossible task of having to live up to Neil Peart's legacy makes me feel way more confident that this is going to be an awesome tour. The fact that they didn't go with a drummer that was super obvious, like Mike Portnoy or Danny Carey or Marco Miniman, Mike Mangini, you know, anyone like that who I'm sure would jump at the opportunity to get to play with Rush, tells me that they have a really good feeling about playing with this new drummer, and that just gets me thinking that this series of shows is going to be absolutely amazing. Rush has never been a band that just sells out or does what is expected of them. They've always been growing as musicians, and they've always opted to take the hard route rather than, oh yeah, let's just kick back and be a nostalgia band, or okay, we had one album that worked, so let's just do it again. If they're getting good vibes from rehearsing with Annika Niles, then I'm thrilled. And of course, this is not going to be Rush as we know it, because Neil's gone. You can never get that back. But given that Rush has always been a band that has prioritized growing and changing and accepting the present rather than trying to look back on the past, I'm sure that whatever they do is going to be incredibly respectful to Neil's legacy, and I don't get the feeling that this is just a cash grab. You could say they're not looking back, but they want to look around. And being that Alex and Geddy both have clearly shown that they still have a drive for playing music and making it, I think that this is going to be a really, really cool era for them, because they're not going to have to live up to the expectations of what they were. This is clearly just a celebration, and bringing on a keyboard player, having a new drummer, I'm sure they'll probably bring in guest musicians for certain shows, and they've of course said that it's going to be a tribute to Neil as well, which, you know, given that Rush has always gone about their entire career being nothing but class acts, I'm sure that whatever they do is going to be very respectful of his legacy and is going to please fans, and also make sure that, you know, everyone up on stage is having a great time too. And you know, they also promised us some dance moves with Geddy and Alex, so we better get that. Wouldn't want to have false advertising. So those are my thoughts on Rush getting back together. Super excited, but enough about me. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I absolutely love to talk about music with people. And if you like Rush and music and movies in general, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, drop a comment, all of that YouTube stuff that I am obligated to do every single time I put up a video. I usually acknowledge that it's an absolute cliche to ask, but it really helps the channel grow, so I appreciate it, and thank you in advance for anyone who does that. I also have an instrumental song out called Waking Giant. There is a link to that below if you want to check that out. And I think the first long video I ever did on this channel was me ranking the top 20 best Rush songs in my opinion, so I'm sure that's popping up around here somewhere. I've gotten a lot better at speaking on camera since then, because I always get nervous whenever I boot up the camera. It's awkward looking at yourself and talking to a lens, but you know, that's probably around here somewhere if you want to check that out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you at the next video. Jojo, are you happy that Rush is back? Are you? My dog's right there. He's not as excited as I am.